of House of the Dreaming, welcoming you to the collective. Welcome. This evening we have with us a very talented guest, Kitty Hawk. Thank you for being with us, Kitty.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
It is a pleasure to have you here. Now, you and I go way back. We have been through Mothers, and even before that at the clubs in New Jersey, like the Dirt Club. And do you remember the Pipeline? Did you ever go to the Pipeline?
No, but the Dirt Club I played at with my band No Control in the 80s.
In the 80s. I sure remember those days.
I've lived there several lifetimes.
So it seems. Well, I'm delighted that you're here today, and I know that you have a very creative project going on right now. The name of your band?
Night Gallery. And we've had the band since the 90s, and we've revamped it for the millennium. We have little new players now, and it's very exciting. You should check out the website, nightgallerynyc.com, for any updates on what we're doing.
What kind of music does your band play?
It's classic Gothic music, and a lot of the lyrics were inspired by vampirism, and a lot of us were reading the Anne Rice Chronicles in the 90s when we wrote half the songs that are...
Now, do you do some of the writing for the lyrics of the band?
Yes, I'm a co-writer for the lyrics of the band.
Excellent. And so you write the lyrics and you also play an instrument? Do you sing as well?
No, unfortunately. I wish I could sing, but I'm a bass player and a co-songwriter. My other co-songwriter is Colin Stoker, and he no longer sings with the band, but he retains the writing privileges that he has sustained through the years with us, and he still comes to performances.
Now, do you consider your band a vampiric band? Is it a vampire band, or are you just inspired in vampirism, as you say, but you're not really a vampire band?
I'd say that we are vampiric because most of us are involved with the vampire scene. Most of the people in the band are. So I like to think of us as a vampiric Gothic band.
Okay, now you've been around since the 90s. The band has been around since the 90s. The players sometimes change, but who is the core? Yourself and someone other?
And Mark Demon, who sings for the band. Soren Efros did the guitar for the band for our recordings, but we currently have Sparky Draconis on guitar. And I retained my original drummer from the 90s, Jimmy Dragon. And Paul Ash is our keyboardist, who also plays at the Medieval Fest. He has his band Carpathos, and they're always a pleasure to see as well. They're active on our scene.
Wonderful. Well, let's talk a little bit about the inspiration. Now, you say that the band, the lyrics, maybe even the music is inspired in vampirism. How's that? How can vampirism inspire the lyrics or a band?
Well, reading the Anne Rice Chronicles certainly creates a lot of scenarios which inspired music, like Dance with the Dead is one of our songs, and that's a song about the turning of going from being a mundane mortal to a vampire. And the lyrics, well, you know what? If you come see us play or buy the album, you'll be inspired by the lyrics.
Excellent.
Yes.
Now, is it inspired in the books, or is it inspired in modern day vampirism?
I would say that books have inspired me, but mostly I have to go way back because the beginnings of my vampirism go back to when I was a small child, and my grandmother, who was originally from England, used to watch Dark Shadows, and I would sit there and you know what, out of everything she watched on TV, that drew my attention more than anything else. And to this day I still love Dark Shadows, and I have a t-shirt of Barnabas Collins and that was my beginnings. I must have been like 3 or 4 years old, and it sparked something within me, and then I got into watching Lon Chaney, Boris Karloff, and all the old films.
Exactly, absolutely. I'm with you, because when I was a child, one of the big inspirations for me and something I felt very drawn to was those black and white films with Bela Lugosi, and so to me that was my beginning, watching those black and white films. Absolutely,
very sexy.
Absolutely, very classical,
and that really drew me in. And when I was a child, I had a friend named Beth who had the same likings as me, and we were drawn into that whole vampire thing. We were like 8 years old, and we actually shared our blood back then, very innocently. We were only children, but we believed we were vampires, and we would do a thing called vampire bowling, where we would go, we were on a bowling team, and we would go to a bowling alley and control everything with our vampiric powers, the whole bowling scenario.
Excellent.
And that's how I started.
Excellent. And are you precognitive, or do you have any kind of special abilities that you'd like to share with us?
Well, I consider myself an energy vampire, and I play off of that, and I aspire to be like Kuan Yin, which is the female Buddha, and that's the female Buddha of compassion. And when anybody has any problems, I kind of give back the energy that I fed off of others to help them recover and feel better for themselves. I find myself always involved in that. People keep coming to me with their problems, and I keep trying to give them some energy.
That's very interesting. Now, most people wouldn't associate a vampire, per se, particularly an energy vampire, with a benevolent individual, one who demonstrates compassion or is altruistic in any way. Generally, if you say, well, the person is a vampire, you assume that they're very self-centered and egotistical, in a sense that they want the attention to themselves. So how do you equate that?
I guess because of my compassion, and I also related a lot to temperance, the tarot card temperance, and I believe in the balance of everything, and I'm anti-ego in a way, and I just somehow the compassion has enveloped me. I don't know why I attracted that, but it just seems to be my nature. And I've been approached by people many times. In fact, one woman approached me out of the blue one day and said, "I recognize you. You are a dark angel, and I'm an angel as well, and I recognize my own and when I see one." And we had a whole conversation about this, and I think that was my awakening, was in the early 90s, that I was this dark angel, and I have the vampiric powers, and I feel the energy being drawn out of people when I need it, and I also know how to give it back when other people need it.
I think that's such a beautiful imagery, and I can certainly see how the inspiration to your band's lyrics comes from that feeling of being the dark angel, of being, I'm talking to you, and I can certainly see this. Kitty, thank you so very much. If you don't mind, where can we find information about your band? Is there a website, a place where we can contact you?
Yes, we have a website, www.nightgallery.com, as well as the MySpace, MySpace/nightgallery.com, and I take care of the MySpace. My vocalist, Mark Demon, who's also my better half, takes care of the regular website. But if you want to contact me personally, send me a message through the MySpace. NightGalleryNYC.com.
Thank you so much for being here with us tonight and for sharing your perspectives.
Positive energy to you.
And thank you all for joining us here on The Collective. I'm certainly looking forward to zooming in on your perspectives. So don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, as well as on houseofthedreaming.com and on vampirelounge.com. See you soon.